Hello everyone, my name is Komal Verma, Assistant Professor, Babu Banarsi Das University. Today I will discuss a important topic, Introduction to Pharmacology Part 2, Route of Administration, Drug Administration. Most drugs can be administered by a variety of routes. The choice of appropriate route in a given situation dependent both on drug as well as patient related factor. Mostly common sense consideration, feasibility, and convenience dictate the route to be used. Routes can be broadly divided into those for local action and systemic action. Factor governing choice of route, physical chemical property of the drug, site of desired action, rate and extent of absorption of the drug, effect of digestive juice and first pass metabolism on the drug, rapidity with which the response is desired, treatment, accuracy of doses required, can provide fine tuning condition of the patient. The classification of the route of administration, it is mainly classified in two categories. First is systemic and second is local. Systemic is divided into two subcategories in inter intral parenteral. Intral which come in the intral oral sublingual rectal. In parenteral inhalation injection transdermal. Injection will be we can give the injection in this form of intravenous, intramuscular, subcutaneous, intraarterial, intraarticular, intrathecal, intradermal. The local skin topical, intranasal, ocular drops, mucosal, throat, vagina, mouth, ear, inhalation form, transdermal. Route of administration intral like oral, sublingual, buccal, rectal. Not soluble, enteric coated, slow release formulation. In parenteral, intravenous, intramuscular, subcutaneous, intradermal, intrathecal, etc. It different rate of absorption with different plasma peaks. Note intravenous infusers in skin for local and systemic effect. Note patches in the lungs. Inhalation local or systemic effect. Vaginal usually local. In eye usually local. This is the diagram for easily understand the route of administration. The various route of administration picture so in this diagram so we can easily understand one by one. Factors governing choice of route. Physical and chemical properties of drug like solid, liquid, gas, solubility, stability, pH, irritancy. Next, site of desired action. It is localized and approachable or generalized and non-approachable. Rate and extent of absorption from various foods. The effect of digestive juices and first pass effect, rapidity of the desired response in emergency, inaccuracy of the doses, the condition of the patient. It is unconscious. It is in unconscious and vomiting. Oral route. Oral ingestion is the oldest and commonest mode of drug administration. It is safer, more convenient, does not need assistance. It is non-invasive and often painless. The medicament need not be sterile and no is cheaper. Both solid doses form powder, tablet, capsule, spatule, draggies, molded tablet, gastrointestinal therapeutic system, and liquid doses form like elixir, syrups, emulsion. Mixture can be given orally. The advantages of route of administration: it is safe, convenient, self-administered, pain-free. It is non-invasive, easy to take. It is economically compared to other parental route. Usually good absorption take place along the whole length of the GI tract. No need for sterilization. Disadvantages of oral route of administration: it is slow absorption, it causes slow action, and they cannot use in emergency. It is irritable and unpalatable drug in nausea and vomiting. It cannot be used uncooperative, vomiting, and unconscious patient. Some drugs destroy the sometime inefficient drug absorb. Some drugs are not absorbed like streptomycin. First pass effect due to biotransformation. Food, it causes food drug interaction, and it can be causes drug drug interaction. We can see that the images of various doses form like syrup, tablets, capsule, soft gelatin capsule, and hard gelatin capsule, and spatule. Doses form like capsule, powder, tablets, spanules, syrup, emulsion, suspension, elixir. Sublingual or buccal route. The tablet or pellet containing the drug is placed under the tongue or crushed in the mouth and spread over the buccal mucosa. Only lipid soluble and non irritating drug can be so administered. Absorption is relatively rapid, action can be produced in minutes. Though it is somewhat inconvenient, one can spit the drug after the desired effect has been obtained. The chief advantage is that liver is bypassed and the drug with high first pass metabolism. It can be absorbed directly into systemic circulation. Drugs given sublingually are GTN, buprenorphine, dopamine, oxytocin. Advantage: the drug is absorption is quickly, it is quickly termination, it is first pass avoided, they can be self administered, it is economically The disadvantage of sublingual route: it is unpalatable and bitter drugs. It causes irritation of oral mucosa. The large quantity is not given. Few drugs are absorbed. Rectal route: certain irritant and unpleasant drugs can be put into rectum as suppositories or retention enema for systemic effect. This route can also be used when the patient is having recurrent vomiting or is unconscious. However, it is rather convenient and embarrassing. Absorption is slower, irregular, often unpredictable through diazepam solution, and paracetamol suppository are rapidly and dependably absorbed from the rectum in the children. Drug absorbed into external humoral vein, about 50% bypass liver, but not that absorbed into internal hemorrhoidal veins. Rectal inflammation can result from irritant drugs like diazepam, indomethacin, paracetamol, ergotamine, and few other drugs are sometimes given rectally. The advantages of rectal route: it used in children, little or no first pass effect, use in vomiting or unconscious stage. It is higher concentration, rapidly achieved. The disadvantages of rectal route: it is inconvenient, absorption is slow and erratic. Irritation or inflammation of rectal mucosa can occur. Parental route: par, it means beyond, antral, it means intestinal. It is conveniently parenteral, referred to administration by injection which takes the drug directly into the tissue, fluid, or blood without having to cross the antral mucosa. The limitations of oral administration are circumvented. Drug action is faster and surer. Gastric irritation and vomiting are not provoked. Parenteral route can be employed even in unconscious, uncooperative, or vomiting patients. There are no chance of interference by food or digestive juices. Liver is bypass. Disadvantages of parenteral route are: preparation has to be sterilized and is costlier. The technique is invasive and painful. Assistance of another person is mostly needed. Injection is possible. Insulin by diabetes. There are chances of local tissue injury, and in general parenteral route is more risky than oral. The most important parenteral routes are intradermal, subcutaneous, intramuscular, intravenous, intraarterial, intrathecal, intraperitoneal, intraarticular. Intradermal: the drug is injected into the skin, raising a bleep like BCG vaccine sensitivity testing or scarring. Multiple puncture of the epidermis through a drop of the drug is done. This route is employed for a specific purpose only. Subcutaneous: the drug is deposited in the loose subcutaneous tissue, which is richly supplied by nerve. Irritant drug cannot be injected, but its less vascular absorption is slow than intramuscular. Only small volume can be injected. Subcutaneous self-injection is possible because deep penetration is not needed. This route should be avoided in shock patients who are vasoconstricted. Absorption will be delayed. Repository depot preparation that are aqueous suspension can be injected for prolonged action. Some special forms in this route are dermojet, pellet implantation, stylistic, and biodegradable implant. Intramuscular, the drug is injected in one of the large skeletal muscles, deltoid, triceps, gluteus maximus, rectus femoris, etc. Muscles is less richly supplied with sensory nerve. Mild irritant can be injected and is more vascular. Absorption of drug is aqueous solution is faster. It is less painful, but self-injection is often unpredictable because deep penetration is needed. Depot preparation, oily solution aqueous suspension can be injected by this route. Intramuscular injection should be avoided in anticoagulant treated patients because it can produce local hematoma. Intravascular is placing a drug directly into the blood stream. First pass metabolism. Metabolism of the drug in the gut wall or portal circulation before reaching systemic circulation. So the amount reaching system circulation is less than the amount absorbed. Where liver, gut wall, gut lumen. In low bio, it causes low bioavailability, short duration of the action. This is the image of first pass metabolism. The drug is administered in the drug administered intravenous enter directly into the systemic circulation and have direct access to the rest of the body. First pass metabolism can occur with orally administered drug. The orally administered drug administered orally are first exposed to the liver and may be extensively metabolized before reaching the rest of the body. This is the image of liver and GI tract. Parenteral administration. Per means beyond, enteral means intestinal. Conventionally, parenteral refers to administration by injection which takes the drug directly into the tissue, fluid, or blood. It is without having to cross the central mucosa. The limitations of oral administration are circumvented. The drug action is faster and surer. Gastric irritation and vomiting are not provoked. Parenteral route can be employed even in unconscious, uncooperative, or vomiting patients. There are no chance for interfere by food or digestive juice. Liver is bypass. The disadvantage of parenteral route are the preparation has to be sterilized. is costlier, the technique is invasive and painful. Assistance of another person is mostly needed. There are the chance of local tissue injury and in general parental route is more risky than oral. The advantage it is high viability, rapid action in emergency patient, no first pass metabolism. It is suitable for vomiting and unconscious patient in irritation bad taste drug. No causes gastric irritation. It is no causes food drug interaction. Dose it consists the doses form in the form of vial and ampule. This is image for the understanding the figure of the ampule, the image of the ampule, IV infusion and the vial. Intravenous administration. The drug is injected as a bolus form. Bolus is the derivative from the Greek word bolus. It means lumps or infuse slowly over hours in one of the superficial veins. The drug reaches directly into the bloodstream and effects are produced immediately. The intima of veins is insensitive and drug gets diluted with blood. Therefore, even high irritant drug can be injected IV. But hazards are thrombophlebitis of the injected vein and necrosis of adjoining tissue. If the extravasation occurs, these complications can be minimized by diluting the drug or injecting it into a running IV line. Only aqueous solution, not suspension, because drug particles can cause embolism, are to be injected intravenous. And there are no depot preparation for this route. Chances of causing air embolism is another risk. The dose of the drug required is smaller, bioavailability is 100%, and even large volume can be infused. One big advantage with this route is in case response is accurately measurable, like BP, and the drug short acting like sodium nitroprusside, titration of the dose with the response is possible. However, it is the most risky route in vital organs like heart, brain, etc. get exposed to high concentration of the drug. The advantage it is most common parenteral route for the drug are not absorbed orally. It avoids first pass metabolism by the liver. Intravenous delivery permits a rapid effect and maximum degree of control over the circulating level of the drug. Large quantities can be given fairly pain free. 100% bioavailability absorption phase is bypass. Disadvantage of intravenous route. However, unlike drug in the GI tract, those that are injected cannot be recalled by strategies such as emesis or by binding to activated charcoal. Intravenous injection may also induce hemolysis or cause other adverse reaction by the too rapid delivery of high concentration of the drug to the plasma and tissue, also vital organs like heart, brain, etc. Thrombophlebitis of vein and necrosis of adjoining tissue if activation occurs. Intramuscular route. The drug is injected in one of the large skeletal muscles like deltoid triceps, gluteus maximus, rectus femoris, etc. Muscles is less richly supplied with sensory nerves. Mild irritant can be injected and is more vascular. Absorption of drug is aqueous solution is fast. It is less painful, but self-injection is often impracticable because deep penetration is needed. Report preparation oily solution aqueous suspension can be injected by this route. Intramuscular injection should be avoided in anticoagulant treated patients because it can be produce local hematoma. Advantages: absorption reasonably uniform, it is rapid onset of action, mild irritants can be given, first pass avoided, gastric factor can be avoided. The disadvantage: only up to 10 ml drug given, local pain and abscess, expensive, it is infection, nerve damage, it causes nerve damage, local hematoma can occur in anticoagulant treated patients. Subcutaneous route. The drug is deposited in the loose subcutaneous tissue which is richly supplied by nerves. Irritant drug cannot be injected but is less vascular, absorption is slower than intramuscular. Only small volume can be injected subcutaneous. Self-injection is possible because deep penetration is not needed. This route should be avoided in shock patients who are vasoconstricted. Absorption will be delayed. Repository preparation that are aqueous suspension can be injected for prolonged action. Intradermal route: inject into the skin raising bleb. The drug is injected into the skin raising a bleb like BCG vaccine sensitive testing and scarring. Multiple puncture of the epidermis through a drop of the drug is done. This route is employed for specific purpose only. Intrathecal, intraventricular. It is sometimes necessary to introduce drug directly into the cerebrospinal fluid. For example, amphotericin B is used in treating cryptococcal meningitis. Transdermal. These are devices in the form of adhesive patches of various shapes and size 5 to 20 centimeter square which deliver the contained drug at the constant rate into systemic circulation via the stratum corneum. The drug in solution form or bound to a polymer inhaled in a reservoir between an occlusive backing film and a rate controlling micropore membrane, the undersurface of which is smeared with an adhesive impregnated with premising dose of the drug. The adhesive layer is protected by another film that is to be peeled off just before application. The drug is delivered at the skin surface by diffusion for percutaneous absorption into circulation. The micropore membrane is such that rate of drug delivery to skin surface is less than the slower rate of absorption from the skin. This offsets any variation in the rate of absorption according to the properties of different sites. As such, the drug is delivered a constant and predictable rate irrespective of site of application. Usually chest, abdomen, upper arm, lower back, buttock or mastoid region are utilized. Transdermal patches of GTN, fentanyl, nicotine, steroid are available in India, while those of isosorbide dinitrate, hyoscine, and clonidine are marketed elsewhere for different drugs. Though more expensive, the more smooth plasma concentration of drug without fluctuation minimize inter-individual variation. They are also more convenient. Many patients prefer transdermal patches to oral tablet of the same drug. Patient compliance is better. Local irritation and erythema occur in some, but is generally mild, can be minimized by changing at the site of the application each time by the rotation. It is first pass effect avoided, absorption increased by oily base, occlusion dressing, rubbing preparation. It, co- it causes response in silo, the site, upper arm, chest, abdomen, etc. Transdermal therapeutic system. It is the figure of the transdermal therapeutic system. We can see that an identity and understood the transdermal system, therapeutic system. Drug in solution or bound to a polymer is held in reservoir between occlusive backing film and rate controlling micropore membrane under surface of which smear with adhesive impregnated with premising doses of drug. Adhesive layer protected with film which is peeled off just before application to provide smooth plasma concentration without fluctuation. More convenient, patient compliance is better. Topical application. This refers to external application of the drug to the surface for localized action. It is often more convenient as well as encouraging to the patient. Drugs can be efficiently delivered to the localized lesion on the skin. Oropharyngeal, nasal mucosa, eyes, ear canal, anal canal, or vaginal in the form of lotion, ointment, cream, powder, rinse, pain, drop, spray, lozenges, suppositories, or pessaries. Non-absorbable drug given orally for the action on the GI mucosa. Sucralfate, vancomycin, inhalation of the drug for action on bronchi, salbutamol, chronomoline, sodium, and irrigation solution jelly, povidone, iodine, lidocaine applies to urethra and other form of topical medication. Inhalation. Advantage of inhalation. Mucous membrane of respiratory system. It is rapid absorption, large surface area, provide local action, minor systemic effect. It is low. It consists low bioavailability. It produces less side effect. No first pass effect. Doses from aerosol nebulizer. Disadvantages. Only few drugs can be used in form of inhalation. This is the image of nebulizer inhaler atomizer. The chest specialists prefer in asthma cases nebulizer and inhaler atomizer. The chest specialist is prefer prescribe the nebulizer in case of asthma patient. Inhalation volatile liquids or gases are given by inhalation for systemic action like general anesthetic. Absorption takes place from the west surface of alveoli. Action is very rapid. When administration is discontinued, the drug diffuses back and is rapidly eliminated in expired air. Thus, controlled administration is possible with moment to moment adjustment. Irritant vapors cause inflammation of respiratory tract and increase secretion. Inhalation provides the rapid delivery of drug across the large surface area of the mucous membrane of the respiratory tract and pulmonary epithelium produce an effect almost as rapidly as with intravenous injection. This route of administration is used for drugs that are gases or those that can be dispersed in an aerosol. This route is particularly effective and convenient for patients with respiratory complaints because the drug is delivered directly to the site of action and systemic side effects are minimized. Example of drugs administered via this route include albuterol and corticosteroids such as fluticasone. Intranasal. This route involves administration of drug directly into the nose. The mucous membrane of the nose can readily absorb many drugs. Digestive juice and liver are bypassed. However, only certain drugs like gonadotropin releasing hormones agonist and desmopressin applied as a spray of nebulized solution have been used by this route. This route is being tried for some other peptide. Cannula. This provides sustained release of the drug over week and month DOCA testosterone. Skin topical. Dermal oil or ointment for local action, antiseptic cream and lotion, sunscreen lotion and powder, etc. Thank you.